together, they paddled the canoe into the bayou. As they turned the corner, Naveen's surprise came into view. Hello Fantasmic Peeps! My name is Rachel and I hope that you have had a great day so far. I want to thank all of you for joining me today as we continue on to our Day 2 of Disney Storybook Collection Advent Calendar Series. If you haven't watched Day 1 yet, feel free to check it out through the link down in the description box below. Without further ado, let's jump into Day 2. Let's open up the Advent Calendar, which I totally forgot to do this yesterday. I'm really sorry. But let's see what we have here. We have a bell. We have Bambi down there. We have the aliens from Toy Story. Isn't this so cute? So we have to find Day 2, guys, which is right here. Oh, oops. Princess and the Frog. We have Princess Tiana here, and we also have Prince Naveen. Titled The Christmas Feast. Let's turn to the back and let's see. Princess Tiana wants to show Prince Naveen how they celebrate Christmas in New Orleans. From parties to food, it promises to be one of the most amazing days ever. Oh, why is it amazing? Let's check it out. Day 2, guys. Princess Tiana and Prince Naveen were celebrating their first Christmas together. Tiana had invited their friends and families to her restaurants for a Christmas Eve feast. She wanted Naveen to share in the tradition she knew and loved. "We may need to buy more ornaments," Tiana said. "As long as they're fit for a princess," Naveen replied. That week, he had helped Tiana decorate her restaurant, make centerpieces, and put up a tree, just like this one. But there is still more work to be done. Tiana needed to buy ingredients for Christmas Eve dinner, so she and Naveen headed to the market. "I can't wait to taste the feast you've prepared," Naveen said. "With my help, of course." "Well, we need quite a few things," Tiana said. "Let's see. First, we should get the vegetables." Tiana carefully looked through all the produce at the vegetable store. She wanted to make sure she had all the freshest ingredients for their Christmas feast. Look at him wobbling around. Oh, the eggs are falling apart. Next, they went to the butcher shop. Then, they stopped for some eggs and cheese. Finally, all Tiana needed was some powdered sugar for her famous beignets. I hope I pronounced that correctly. If not, I'm really sorry, guys. "I think we'll have to make another trip," said Naveen, as he struggled with a towel of parcels. "How many people are we cooking for?" "My mother, Charlotte, Big Daddy, your parents, and oh, our friends from the town, and the bayou. We'll be serving everyone who wants to join us," Tiana said happily. "After all, the more the merrier." I couldn't agree more. Tiana spent the next few days cooking and baking with Naveen by her side. "For someone who didn't know how to chop a mushroom, you've become quite an expert," Tiana told Naveen. "You taught me everything I know," Naveen reminded her. When darkness fell on Christmas Eve, all the food for the banquet was finally ready. "Before our guests arrive, I have a surprise for you," Tiana announced, handing Naveen his coat. "Where are we going?" he asked. "You'll find out soon enough," Tiana answered mysteriously. "Just a hint," Naveen pleaded, but Tiana simply smiled silently. Tiana walked Naveen to the riverside, and together they paddled a canoe into the bayou. As they turned the corner, Naveen's surprise came into view. There were huge bonfires burning alongside the river. "The fires are for Papa Noel," Tiana explained. "So he can find his way in the sky?" asked Naveen. Tiana laughed. "Papa Noel doesn't use a sleigh. He travels in a peruke. That's a flat-bottomed canoe pulled by alligators. Now, guys, take a guess. Who do you think is Papa Noel? Okay, I'll give you an answer after we finish the whole story. And why did Tiana said is pulled by alligators? Fog rolled in, and Tiana and Naveen paddled towards home. The folks along the river pointed excitedly at the couple's canoe. Through the mist, all they could see was the couple's red blanket. "Look, it's him!" the river folk shouted. They thought Tiana and Naveen's canoe belonged to Papa Noel. All around them, people jumped into their boats hoping to catch a glimpse of the mysterious visitor. When the Bayou folk paddled out of the fog, they found Tiana and Naveen standing on a dock. "Have you seen Papa Noel?" someone asked. "We haven't, but since you're in town, would you join us for dinner? There's plenty to share." "Thank you," said one of the travelers. "I guess we don't mind if we do." By the time Tiana and Naveen reached Tiana's palace, guests were starting to arrive. Tiana greeted Naveen's parents and her mother, Adora. She welcomed her best friend, Charlotte, and her friend's father, Daddy LeBou. Then Tiana looked up and saw an elderly man in a red suit with the other guests. She was curious, but she had to finish cooking and put on her party dress. Do you think that was Papa Noel? In the dining room, Tiana's alligator friend, Louise, handed out parcels of sugared fruits and sweets. Each box was wrapped with shiny purple paper and topped with a beautiful golden bow. One woman was especially excited to see Louise. "It's one of Papa Noel's alligators," the woman said. Louise gave her a wide, toothy smile. It was nice that none of the guests were afraid of him. Soon, Tiana and Naveen brought out the food. "Dinner is served," Tiana announced. Everyone cheered when they saw the table full of food. Now I'm so hungry. There were pots of Tiana's delicious gumbo, jerky with chestnuts, roasted ham, grits, yam, vegetables, and souffles. The guests heaped their plates high with food and dug in. Tiana smiled. There was nothing she liked better than friends enjoying her cooking. Some of the guests ate second, third, and even fourth helpings. After everyone had eaten, Naveen and Louise played jazz versions of their favorite Christmas carols. Tiana invited her guests to dance. As the band finished another song, Tiana realized she had forgotten to serve dessert. Oh no. Quickly, she ran to the kitchen and filled a cart with lots of delicious puddings. The cart was so full that Tiana could barely open the kitchen door. "Let me help you with that, my dear," said the white-bearded gentleman. He helped Tiana push the cart into the dining room. As Tiana ducked back into the kitchen, she realized the man looked just like Papa Noel. Tiana hurried back to the dining room, but the man had vanished. Just then, Naveen walked up to Tiana. "This is wonderful," he beamed. Tiana grinned, then spotted the man in the red suit. "Do you think that's Papa Noel?" she asked. Before Tiana could investigate, Naveen pulled her onto the dance floor. "Stranger things have happened," he said. Tiana was delighted that Naveen's first New Orleans Christmas was going so well. For her, that was magic enough. The end. So, back to my question. Do you know who is Papa Noel? So does anyone know who is Santa Claus? I'm sure you know who's Santa Claus. So in New Orleans, they actually call Santa Claus by Papa Noel, which also means Father Christmas. And instead of the sleigh being pulled by reindeers, he has a flat-bottomed canoe pulled by alligators. Isn't that so much fun? So today we've learned a new thing. Papa Noel. Do you have any idea about Papa Noel before the story? Because I have to be honest, I did not. So I'm happy to at least learn something new today at this day 2 of our Advent Calendar series. What do you think about the story? Do you like it? As of now, guys, remember to stay safe and healthy. Keep your smile up and your heads high, and have a magical and fantastic day ahead. Bye for now, and see you tomorrow.